Here's the thing, folks. Let me explain something to you. I know Gerald and others think that you can actually talk about markets and the economy and never talk about what's impacting them. Because why should you know what's impacting your money? Why should you have any information that could help you make a wise decision? Well, you don't need that, right? So if politics is impacting your ability to make the right decision because something is going on that is dramatically going to change, whether it be good or bad in the markets, that I shouldn't tell you about that. Have I ever not talked about the economy as it relates to COVID-19? Have I ever? When have I? Tell me when I've done that. And could you please tell me the numbers? Don't say I'm disseminating false. You know what false? You know the right numbers? You know the right numbers. You know which numbers are right. Let me tell you, I listened to one person. So if you're going to dispute whatever numbers I said, take it up with Dr. Gottlieb, who's the only guy I have any confidence in any of this. So that's who I'm talking to. Okay? I'm looking at his charts and I'm listening to him. That's the only person I'm listening to. So I'm not listening to the Democratic talking points, as you might think I am. So I listen, please turn the channel. If you're a partner, you don't have to be a partner anymore. If you're listening, stop listening. But don't keep writing me, telling me about my inexperience as a medical provider. Do you think? Especially when you're not listening. You're not even hearing what I'm saying. You're not even capable of putting the medical statements that I'm making about the virus. You're not even capable of putting it into an economic forum. You're not even capable of doing that, obviously. I say that based on what you're writing. You can't hear that. You have separated that out from what I'm saying as if I'm making some grand statement about this health of the national health crisis that we're in. Sometimes I just get so frustrated with the selective listening that constantly goes on. I got an email last week about somebody in reference to a Bible verse. I said, I'm reading his email thinking, this is obviously somebody that listens to me once a year that has no clue what they're listening to. Or gets it at all. So it's frustrating. It is frustrating. I have to deal with it. I've got, 1 million people on 680 stations that are listening, and they're all hearing something different. But I hate to break, and the reason to say you probably shouldn't be listening, Gerald, is because, and some others, is because whether you like it or not, I will always try to do the best for the listeners in talking about the economy. I will always talk about dairy farmers that I know nothing about because it may relate to consumer price index. So I'm always going to talk about that. I'm always going to talk about COVID as much as I hate talking about it because it's impacting the state of our economy. And frankly, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if it's accurate. It only matters of how it's being heard. And then you would say, well, then you shouldn't say it if it's not accurate. No, I should say what impacts the economy. Because there are people that are getting ready to invest or taking money out that should understand the entire picture of things. And when a bank goes bankrupt, it's important that I talk about it. When Germany is saying they're not going to bail out Deutsche Bank, it's important that I talk about it and how it impacts us as Americans when the majority of our markets are made up of financial services companies. And that's going to dramatically impact the financial services sector. Nobody cares about Deutsche Bank in Germany. I get that. But I've got to talk about it because I care. Because from a macroeconomics perspective, on an international side, it's a very small community and it will impact the big five here in the US, which is going to impact countless stocks and positions. But nobody wants to hear about that. I understand it, but I got to say it anyway. Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.